All right, picture this. Your teenager just passed their driving test. They're holding that shiny new license like it's a ticket to freedom, and you're trying not to have a mini heart attack every time they leave the driveway. But before they hit the road, there's some serious knowledge they need, and it's not just about how to park without bumping the curb. Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I am Greg Czubernat, a personal injury attorney here in Hinsdale, Illinois. I represent people who've been injured in accidents, often caused by careless drivers. Today, we're focusing on how to keep your teen drivers safe and responsible. After all, if they cause an accident, you will be hearing from someone like me. So let's dive into what you can do to keep that from happening. If you've been hurt and need someone in your corner, don't hesitate to reach out at Czubernatlaw.com. Step 1. Talk to your teen before they become a statistic. Let's be honest, teenagers often think they're invincible, but the truth is, they're just one text away from causing a serious accident. Before they even get behind the wheel, it's crucial to have the talk, not the one they're expecting, but the one where you explain that driving isn't just about freedom, it's about responsibility. Share real stories, maybe even from your own life or recent news, about how quickly things can go wrong on the road. Let them know that every time they're behind the wheel, they're not just in control of their own life, but everyone else's on the road too. Make it personal. Remind them that one careless mistake could lead to devastating consequences, not just for themselves, but for the people they care about. The aftermath could mean more than just a scolding from you. It could involve legal trouble, serious injuries, or worse. So before they grab the keys, ensure they understand this. Driving is a privilege that comes with heavy responsibilities. It's not just about getting from point A to B. It's about getting there safely every single time. Step 2. Set up your car insurance coverage. Before your teen even thinks about hitting the road, make sure your insurance policy is rock solid. Don't cut corners here. Having strong liability coverage can mean the difference between financial security and a nightmare scenario that could haunt you for years. Remember that podcast episode where I talked about choosing the right car insurance limits? No? Well, that's on you. But don't worry, here's a quick refresher. If your liability coverage isn't up to par, you're setting yourself up for a world of hurt if your teen causes an accident. Seriously, go back and listen to that episode. There's a link in the comments. Teen drivers are basically walking insurance claims just waiting to happen. It's not if they will have a close call or accident, it's when. So do yourself a favor and schedule a meeting with your trusted insurance agent to review your policy. Make sure you're covered for all possible scenarios, from minor fender benders to major accidents. People often talk about full coverage, but does it really exist? You need to know exactly what your policy covers and, more importantly, what it doesn't. Investing in the right coverage is not just about protecting your car, it's about protecting your financial peace of mind. The last thing you want is to find out the hard way that your so-called full coverage leaves you high and dry when you need it most. Step 3. Let's talk about the car you've chosen for your teen. Hopefully you went for safety, and that's a smart move because the stats on teen driver accidents are scarier than a horror movie. A flashy sports car might turn heads, but it's not the best choice for a new driver. Can your teen handle a powerful engine? Probably not. And a stick shift? This isn't a video game. Choose a car that's easy to handle, loaded with safety features, and fits within your insurance budget. You want something that will keep your teen safe, not something that will encourage risky driving. And while you're at it, slap a dash cam in there, front and back. It's a small investment that could save you a lot of headaches and provide valuable evidence if something goes wrong. I can't tell you how many times I've seen parents overcompensate by buying their teen a car they simply can't handle. It's not about showing off, it's about ensuring your teen has the right tools to stay safe on the road. So choose wisely, and your teen will thank you later. Maybe not out loud, but definitely in the long run. Step 4. Educate about distracted driving. I have spoken at high schools about the dangers of distracted driving, which is one of the leading causes of accidents among teens. Make sure your teen understands that when they're behind the wheel, their focus should be 100% on the road. No texting, no social media, no scrolling through playlists. Remind them that Illinois has strict rules for new drivers. Limits on passengers, curfew hours, and restrictions on phone use. These rules aren't just there to annoy them, they're there to keep them alive. The fewer distractions in the car, the safer they and everyone else will be. Here's something that you might not have considered. If your teen causes an accident, you will be dealing not just with the injured driver of the other car, but also with any claims from your teen's passengers if they're hurt. It's often family and friends who end up being passengers and potential claimants. They might not have any other choice but to seek compensation if they're injured, which adds another layer of complexity to the situation. Step 5. Discuss the legal consequences of reckless driving. Speeding can lead to far more serious consequences than just a ticket. In Illinois, going 26 miles over the speed limit can result in a Class B misdemeanor, which could mean up to 6 months in jail and a $1,500 fine. If they are caught going 35 miles over, that's a Class A misdemeanor with even harsher penalties. A misdemeanor conviction means your child will start adulthood with a criminal record, which can severely impact their future, whether they're applying for schools, jobs, or professional licenses. Make sure your teen knows that breaking traffic laws can have life-altering consequences, not just for them, but for others on the road. If your teen receives a traffic ticket, there's too much at stake to handle it lightly. Contact an attorney to navigate the legal complexities and protect your child's future. Step 6. Address the dangers of underage drinking and driving. Make it clear to your teen that drinking and driving is never an option. In Illinois, if you're hosting a party and an adult guest drinks and causes an accident, you're generally off the hook. But if teens are involved, anyone under 21, the stakes skyrocket. If you allow teens to drink in your home, you could be held liable for anything that happens as a result. That means criminal charges and civil lawsuits, with consequences that could seriously derail your family's future. Step 7. Prepare for the unexpected. Even with all the preparation in the world, accidents can happen. Make sure your teen knows what to do if they're involved in an accident. Teach them to stay calm, check for injuries, call 911, and exchange the information with the other driver. Remind them not to admit fault on a scene. Leave that to insurance companies and lawyers. Stay safe out there and drive like your life depends on it, because it does. I am Greg Czubernat, and you can find my contact information at czubernatlaw.com. Thank you for staying with me until the end. If you want to listen to my podcast on other platforms, remember that our podcast is now available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Don't miss the next episode where we will cover more vital topics that could protect your rights and your future. If you have any questions or topics you would like me to cover, feel free to reach out. Until next time, drive safely, be informed, and take care.